obvious, y'all, that they was probably doing like 20 to 30 people a day. How many people was just walking around? You seen the title of the video. Your girl is back again with another story time. If you know my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't have to say anything because you know what's up. I know what's up. We know what's up. And that's on way. That's on way. That's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title and the thumbnail, today I'm giving y'all a BBL horror story. Yes, y'all, I'm actually getting surgery coming up in a few, well, not a few days, a few weeks. And me going through the surgery process and just preparing for surgery, this just made me think about a situation that happened a few years ago. And I'm honestly concerned about this girl. Like, I'm concerned about this previous situation, knowing what I know now. At the time, I was very inexperienced and I didn't really know a lot about cosmetic surgeries at all, y'all. So a lot of things that should have been concerning to me, it wasn't really a red flag or concerning to me at that time. Before we get into this video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. But let's go ahead and get into the story time. So I'm gonna go ahead and take y'all all the way back because this happened in 2021, but I met this individual back in I want to say it was like either 2018 or 2019. We're gonna go ahead and give her a name and we're gonna call her BBL Drizzy. I don't know why I just want to call her that. Is that petty? Because like I said, y'all, there's no drama. Is that petty, BBL? I'm not going to call her that. Let's call her BL. Yeah, let's call her BL. So I met BL when I was in Puerto Rico. Me and my best friend did a Puerto Rico trip at I don't want to say at the end of our trip, but yeah, pretty much at the end of our trip. Me and my best friend, we still cool now. We've been friends for over not 2 decades because I'm not that old, but we've been friends going on like 12, 13 years now, and we still cool. But during the trip, me and her had got into a little discourse, and she was mad at me, and she ended up like just distancing herself from me during the trip. And I was at the resort I was staying at. Well, it wasn't a resort, y'all. It was a hotel. Where did we stay at? I don't recall where we stayed. I can't think of it right now, y'all. But wherever we stayed at, they had a rooftop pool, and I was still going to enjoy my vacation. My best friend had an attitude. She didn't want to talk to me. She didn't want to be around me because we had a little argument, a little disagreement. But I'm finna still sip on this pina colada and enjoy this pool and enjoy the sun. So I got my feet kicked up and I'm at the pool, and there was 2 girls at the pool. There was a Hispanic girl and there was BL. And they're at the pool and they're just like talking and dancing and they're playing music and they're being a vibe. And I wanted to like mingle. So I hopped in the pool with them and I'm talking to them and they're like, oh, where you from? Like, what do you do for work? Like, we just having casual girl chat or whatever. So I'm telling them like what I do. At the time I was living in Orlando, y'all, and I worked for Medicaid and I had just graduated. So I was just telling them what I had going on in my life or whatever, and they was telling me what they had going on. I end up asking the 2 girls like, oh, how did y'all meet? She was like, actually, we met on vacation 5 years ago in Jamaica, and she was doing a solo trip and BL was doing a solo trip, and they were so worried about like just overthinking and being out the country by themselves for the first time, not knowing anybody. But they end up meeting each other like at the airport, and they both end up being on a solo trip, and they live in opposite sides of the world. I do not recall. I know BL said that she was from somewhere in California, y'all. I do not remember exactly what city, but she's from somewhere in California. And then the other girl is from like, I want to say like basically they live on 2 different sides of the U.S., y'all. She was either from New Hampshire or Connecticut, somewhere in that region. That's where she was from. And she said ever since that Jamaica trip, every year they would do multiple trips together. They hit it off in Jamaica. They spent the entire time together in Jamaica. And after that, they just started planning all of their trips together. So every year they do 2 to 3 trips together. And like I said, y'all, I was in Puerto Rico at the time. So this was one of their trips. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And then they were asking me if I was in Puerto Rico by myself, because like I said, y'all, I was at the pool by myself. So I'm like, no, I'm actually here with my best friend. My best friend is mad at me. So I'm giving them my tea or whatever. I'm explaining to them why me and my best friend got into it. And at the end, they was just like, okay, I see your point or whatever. And then they was asking me when was my next trip. So at the time, I think me and my man, we were planning a trip to go to Colombia. I think this is when we went to Medellin, y'all. So I'm telling them about Medellin, and they're just like, oh my gosh, that's crazy because we're going to Medellin next month as well. So I'm like, you're lying. Like, y'all, what is the chances that the same week while me and my man was in Medellin, BL and her friend, at this point they were pretty much best friends, y'all. Her and her best friend, they was going to Medellin as well, and we were literally gonna like barely miss each other. Like the day that I was coming, they had like 2 more days. It was like the end of their trip, so they was like, when you're out in Medellin, like we should link up. So I ended up giving her my Instagram, and ever since then, y'all, it's been history. Like me and her would keep in contact with each other. I did end up going to Medellin, but I end up staying far out from like the city. I don't recall exactly where me and my man stayed at, but we stayed like far out, y'all. So it wasn't really a type of trip where I could like mingle and hang out with them, because I believe they stayed in the city and I stayed like an hour or 2 out from the Medellin area. So we didn't see each other, but we kept in contact. We have each other on Instagram throughout the years. We would just like, comment on each other's pictures. We were basically social media friends. At the time, y'all, I consider her a friend just because we would talk frequently. Like after that year that I met her, we would probably talk maybe like once a month. We would talk on and off or whatever throughout the years. But looking back, y'all, she was an acquaintance. Like we weren't really friends like that. I did see her. I hung out with her one time after that. But like I stated, she lived in California. I live in Florida. We live literally on the opposite sides of the US. So we weren't just going to like bump into each other. Like we had to basically plan to hang out. But we would speak all the time. Like we would talk on the phone. Like I said, we had each other on Instagram, and we would always just, interact with each other's story, comment on each other's pictures. And we were mainly just social media friends. But at that time, I did consider her a friend, because the same way I would update my best friends about my personal life and what I had going on, me and BL would be on the phone about that. She would tell me about all her travels. I would tell her about my travels. And we were pretty good friends, y'all. But like I said, we only hung out 2 times within like the span of me knowing her. Fast forward all the way to 2021. In 2021, it was in March. She hits me up, and y'all know I'm still, wait, was I living? So actually, no, y'all. In 2018, I did not live in Orlando yet, but I was moving to Orlando. I moved to Orlando, I want to say in 2020, but in 2018 or 2019, the guy that I was dating at the time, he lived in Orlando and I lived in Tallahassee, y'all. But I would fly, like in order for me to go on trips, I would, well, Tallahassee, they do have an airport, but it's a small airport, y'all. So I would drive to Orlando and I would fly out of Orlando, and my man also lived in Orlando, so I would always be in Orlando. Now, fast forward to 2021, I actually lived in Orlando at this time. And like I said, me and BL, we would keep in contact throughout the years. One particular day, we on the phone, and I already knew that she was planning on getting a BBL because she would talk about it all the time. Like, I was in her close friends, y'all. So if she wouldn't talk about it with me directly, she would always be in her close friends, like ranting about her BBL, talking about doctors. Like, I already knew that she wanted BBL. Like, since the day that I met her, she would be talking about how she wanted a BBL. Fast forward to 2021. One day we're on the phone, and before we even got on the phone, I think we actually got on the phone because she posted something on her close friends, and she was basically going the hell off. Apparently, she had her surgery planned weeks in advance, and then the person that was supposed to watch her, which was her sister, y'all. I'm gonna say sister very lightly because she didn't treat her like she was a sister. Like, I wouldn't do this to my enemy. The way she treated BL, baby, you gotta unsister me. Like, God gotta give me a new sister after how she treated her. But anyway, I'm on her story or whatever, and I'm just dying laughing because BL is a very animated person, y'all. She is going in and she's making little jokes talking about she thought she was finna be shaped like a Coke bottle, but now she gotta look like a refrigerator for 1 more month because she gotta work around like her dates. And then she just ranting saying like, oh, this why you can't depend on people, basically just going on like a little rant or whatever. I don't recall what I swiped up on her story because she's not even on Instagram anymore, y'all. She deactivated her Instagram, and I was just going on her Instagram just to be nosy to see if I can see how the BBL healed, because at the time, let me not jump ahead. I do not recall what I swiped up on her story, but I swiped up on her story probably saying like, damn, that's messed up, or it's okay, maybe it's a sign. Like, I don't remember what I said. Sometimes I be trying to be inspirational, y'all. So I probably comment on her story and was just like, girl, that's a sign for God that you ain't need it. You ain't need it. Anyway, we end up going back and forth, and she was just like, call me. Me and BL hop on the phone, and I'm just giving her a little life update. I'm telling her kind of what's going on with me, which she somewhat knew. Like, the last time we had spoke, I told her that I had a job lined up, and then when the pandemic hit, I ended up getting my position revoked. They took the position back from me, and I told her that I was just living in Orlando with my man, and just updating her with my life. And then she told me what she had going on. Also, BL was a digital nomad, y'all. Like, she would be bi-coastal. Sometimes she would be in the States for like 4 or 5 months, and then she would also, I don't remember exactly where in Asia, but I know she had a visa in Asia. She would be like traveling back and forth. So she was telling me about her update or whatever, and then she's also telling me about the surgery. She told me she was supposed to be going to Tijuana, Mexico. I don't know if it's Tijuana or Tijuana, one of them, y'all. She was supposed to be going to Mexico for the surgery, but she's thinking now she's going to have to postpone her surgery due to the fact that her sister told her that she's not going to be able to take off work, and she don't got nobody to watch her niece. So that was just a little brief conversation that we had, and that was literally it. Fast forward to maybe like a week later after that, she texted my phone, and she was just like, hey, quick question. I was like, what's up? She was like, you want to go to Mexico? And I'm like, I do, but why? Like, what's up? Like, I sent her the little eyes back, y'all. And she was just like, I'm still going to do my surgery. But I need somebody to sign off for me. And I was just like, okay, when and for how long? And she was just like, I'm going to be in Mexico for a week because I got to go out there and get my labs and stuff to get cleared by the doctor. But if you do come, I will literally pay for everything. I'll pay for your flight. I'll pay for your food. I already have a driver. I already have my post-op surgical stuff scheduled. Like, everything is already scheduled. I will literally pay for everything. All I need you to do is just sign off for me. Basically saying that, like, pick up my medication and you'll be my caretaker. So when she said this, I was like, caretaker? Girl, I can't be no caretaker. She's like, no, I already have my massages scheduled. I already have a driver. Like, everything is already set. You just have to sign off on me because they're not going to let me go to my pre-op appointment without having somebody there over 18 to sign off for me. So I was just like, I'm going to have to see. So when I wrote her that, she was just like, all right, let me know. 2 minutes later, y'all, BL ends up calling me. We end up being on the phone for hours. And then she basically explains that this is her second round BBL. She got a BBL back in like 2018 and she was good to go. And like, she said 3 days. She said it really didn't hurt. She's not scared. The only reason why she's getting another BBL is because the BBL that she got then, it basically went away. Like, her body couldn't hold the fat. Like, her body didn't have enough. I think she said her skin didn't have enough elasticity in it. Elasticity. Is that the word? That sounds so weird. Elasticity?
Here's some info about elasticity.
Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Elasticity in her skin, y'all. So basically, she said that she was going back for a round 2 because she felt like the BBL that she got in the DR, they really didn't do enough for her. Like, she don't look like she got a BBL. So I'm on the phone with her. I'm just like, girl, I didn't, like, if you would have ever told me that you had got a BBL a few years ago, I would have never known, because y'all, her body looks super natural, like really natural. You can't even tell that she had a BBL. So she was just like, yeah, I'm going back. And the doctor that I've been wanting to go to, he's having a Valentine special right now. So I'm going to go back. So I'm like, how much is the Valentine special? And y'all, it's kind of crazy because before this, for myself, I was not anti-BBL. Like, I'm pro-choice. If you want to get surgery, get surgery. If you don't, or whatever. A lot of my friends have gotten surgery, and I'm really like against this BBL. Like, I'm against BBLs. I'm not against anything else, like lipo, boob jobs, anything else. I'm not against it, but this personal experience, I'm just super against it. So when she told me that it was $3,500 at the time, I'm like, send me the info. Send me the I want the Valentine special. Like, I want the special too. Send me the info. So she sends me his Instagram. I'm on this man's Instagram, and we're literally on the phone for hours, y'all, and we're just looking up before and afters of BBLs. Literally for hours we on the phone looking at BBLs. She even had me download TikTok, because at the time, y'all, I did not use TikTok at all. I wasn't even on the app. I didn't even have the app on my phone. But the surgeon, he had a whole bunch of videos on his TikTok page. So we looking up videos, and I'm just like, okay, this is nice. Like, yeah, you're gonna be right. And we're literally just on the phone, just chatting it up about the surgery. And while we're on the phone, she tells me, like, Everything is already reserved. I do not want to have to reschedule my surgery because this will be the third time that I'm going to have to reschedule my surgery. And I'm ready to just get this over with because she said that she was going to be leaving the country for a few weeks. So she wanted to be around like family. And she also said her sister said she couldn't take off the first 2 days, like her pre-op and her actual surgery date. But she said after her surgery, her sister was going to come. So she will only need me to be there in Mexico with her for 2 days. And y'all, I had already been to Mexico at this point. I had never been to this part of Mexico, but I had been to Mexico about maybe 3 or 4 times at this point because when the pandemic hit in 2020, God, please forgive me, but I was taking advantage of them 1099 flights. Mexico was the Miami. What Miami was to spring breakers, that's what Mexico was to me in 2020. Like, it was a quick little vacay. I remember the first flight that I took to Mexico back in 2020, the flight was literally like $80, $89. The flight was so cheap. I couldn't pass that up. So I didn't really have a problem with going to Mexico. Mexico at that point was family. That was like my second home. Like at this point, I'm a mamacita. Like I'm Mexican at this point. How many times I had went to Mexico. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to see if I can get off work still because at this time, y'all, wait, did I have yeah, I did. I did have a 9 to 5. I didn't quit my 9 to 5 until I moved to Texas. So at this time, I had a job, y'all, so I had to check with my job. But at the same time, she basically told me that she was going to pay for literally everything. And I didn't have any real responsibilities at that time, y'all. My car was paid for. I didn't pay rent. My man paid all the rent. Y'all, we didn't even really, at that time, I don't know what I was on, but I don't even recall us going grocery shopping a lot. All we did is like eat out a lot. And yeah, like we was just, I don't know. Damn. I really grew up. I don't realize how much I matured and how much I grew up until I tell y'all these stories. And then I think back like, damn, to believe there was ever a time where I would be going out to eat y'all, back in Orlando, I would be going out to eat 5-6 times a week. Y'all probably like, Asia, I can tell your back still didn't recover from it. But don't do too much. All I'm going to say is at this time, I had very low responsibility. Other than, I had a job, but I didn't really have any big responsibilities. I don't have a lot of bills. Even still, I don't have a lot of bills. But during 2021, I damn sure did not have a lot of bills. So I end up not having any PTO because I used to go out a lot with my man and take off work a lot. So I was just like, she gonna pay me. It's a free little trip to Mexico. And she stated that this is her second round of BBL. So it's not really gonna be a big issue. That's what I was thinking, y'all. I really didn't think too much into it. And that's my fault. Like I said, I was very inexperienced. I really didn't know much about BBLs. And then it's still very popular and normalized now. But definitely back then, a whole bunch of people would like post their surgical experience online. Like it was just a popular thing. I know y'all remember that video that went viral where the girls were literally lined up in wheelchairs. Like it was over 100 girls at the airport lined up coming back from Miami after they just got their BBL. It was just a common thing, y'all. So I didn't even think too much into it. Of course, I knew that you can possibly DIE. I did know that. But I wasn't even thinking like negative about it because she made it seem like, oh yeah, I went and I got it done and it was great. And now I'm doing my second round, third round. Like it wasn't a big deal to her. So I ended up telling my boyfriend, and he was just like, oh, she gonna pay for it? She gonna pay for it? I don't gotta pay for your flight. Thinking back, he was just happy for my ass to be at the house. He did not really care. He was just like, oh, you just gonna be gone for 2 to 3 days? Baby, have fun. And she gonna pay for your flight. Have fun. Tell BL I said have a safe recovery. Like, go out there and have a ball. And before I went out there, y'all, I'm not gonna hold you. I was definitely looking at this like, ooh, I'm going on a trip because BL was already out there a week before. So I didn't leave out until like Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember what day it was exactly, but I know it was during the week, y'all. And she was out there like a week prior to me flying out there. And on her Instagram story, she was posted up at like bars and like at this luxury resort in Mexico. And at the time, I'm just thinking like, oh, she making it seem like she's literally just on vacation. Like she would be posting on her story. Like she would post on her close friends what she was in Mexico for. All of her people knew. But on her actual story, she would just be posting like drinks and at the bar and stuff. But at the time, none of this is registering. Like she's about to get surgery. She's not doing no drinking. She's not doing no turning up. She can't even eat because she's getting surgery in a few days. Y'all, when I say I didn't know any of the protocols or the precautions that you're supposed to take before a surgery like this, I did not know. So even to this day, I don't know if she was really drinking or if she just was posting that she was drinking on her story to confuse the enemy. I don't recall if I asked her or not. Before I flew out, we was on the phone pretty much every day, and our conversations would just literally be about surgery. We would talk about surgery so much that I wanted a BBL around this time. Not before. I was talking to her, like, I thought about it, but I didn't really seriously like think about it. But when I was talking to BL and like she was sending me videos and the before and afters, I was starting to want one. That's why they say you got to be careful who you hang around, who you talk to, who you speaking with, who's in your day-to-day circle, because you will start to be convinced that you want something just because somebody else is getting something. Because y'all, I had never cared to have a BBL before that, but around that time back in 2021, I started to think, oh, maybe I do want a BBL. But baby, after this experience, I knew damn well I would never, I put that on everything, I would never get a BBL. I don't care if in 20 years I'm shaped like an extra large California King mattress, you will not see me on this internet getting a BBL. My camera ended up dying. And why y'all was gonna let me do all this talking with this white stuff around my lip? When I get there, she has this driver. We just gonna call the driver Tito, because he is associated with the plastic surgery place. And I'm not putting out the name because I am not, baby, you will not be suing me. All of this is alleged. I'm not getting sued. So, y'all, Tito, he comes and he picks me up. And when he drops me off at the hotel, y'all, I'm thinking, is this a joke? This definitely cannot be the right place, y'all. This is not the right place, because she was posting up at a resort with a pool, with an infinity pool like that, with an ocean view. And I'm pulling up to a 3-star motel. This just cannot, this can't be. Like, this just can't be. There's a mistake. We had the wrong address. So I'm like, Tito, hold on. Don't leave yet. I'm not gonna get off the car. I call BL. And I'm like, hey, BL, we in front of Holiday Inn, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, that's the one. My room number is 612. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, that's the one. My room is 612. I was like, I thought you was at a resort or something, because I've seen you was at the beach. She was like, oh, yeah, I checked out of there yesterday. I only had them for a few nights. I just had them for a few nights. So I'm like, all right, we good, Tito. Goodbye. He takes my bags out or whatever. I go up to the room. And I'm super excited to see her, y'all. And we were literally at like a little motel, y'all. They did have a pool and it wasn't far from the beach. So we did end up going to the beach. And this was literally the day that she had her her pre-op appointment, which was earlier that morning. I was supposed to get there at like 10 or 11, but my flight didn't get there until, I want to say, like 1 or like 2 o'clock. So she had already went to her pre-op appointment. Even again, y'all, knowing what I know now, they was not supposed to allow her to go to her pre-op appointment without anybody signing off for her. But like I said, y'all, she still went to her pre-op appointment. We out or whatever, we at the beach, we end up grabbing something to eat, and we're just chilling and we talking. And I'm asking her, like, girl, you not nervous? You not excited? She's like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm not nervous. Like I said, this will be my second round. The first round was literally a breeze. It's just that this time I'm gonna get extra fats going, because she said back when she got the surgery done before, she didn't have that much fat. Like, her BMI was very low, so she didn't really have a lot of fat to pull. And the doctor did tell her, because of her skin, like, she doesn't have very elastic skin, to like stay in that area. Like, the fat pretty much would die. So she said this time around she was gonna tell the doctor to like put extra fat. She got more fat around her stomach and her hips, so she's gonna really tell him to like sculpt her or whatever. Where she basically is telling me what she told the doctor in her consultation. She's showing me pictures of her dream body. She's showing me pictures how he marked her up at her consultation, and we're literally just talking, y'all. Fast forward to the next day, I take her to, well, I don't take her, Tito takes her, but I accompany her to go to the plastic surgery place. And literally they just give me, she changes into like this gown, y'all. And we're waiting in the waiting room, and I don't know why she didn't bring me her stuff. I thought it was really weird, y'all, but I'm assuming she put her clothes in like a locker. Then they brought a Ziploc bag out, just a clear Ziploc bag with her name on it, and it had the clothes that she just took off, and they basically made me sign off on it. And I'm literally just sitting in the waiting room with them. And y'all, I didn't know at the time that Mexico was like a popular spot for people to get cosmetic surgery. But when I say there was so many girls, there was so many girls. That was another reason that was making me think like, oh, like this just seems like a breeze. Cause y'all would have thought that it was literally just a work day. Like it was people just walking in and out, face wrap, chin wrap, legs wrap. They had on gowns. They was just walking like they didn't just get sliced open. So I wasn't really nervous at all. I'm thinking like, okay, let me know how long it's gonna take. The doctor, he didn't give me a time period because like he said, there was, oh, that's another red flag. That is another red flag because where I'm getting my surgery done at, they have on their website, and I don't know if they passed a law in Miami in general because I'm getting my surgery done in Miami, but they stated that the surgeons there, they do not do more than 3 patients a day. And at this place, it was obvious, y'all, that they was probably doing like 20 to 30 people a day, how many people was just walking around. And that's another thing, that's a bit unsanitary. But like I said, y'all, you would think that we was waiting in line for the club, how many people was just walking around in gowns, and people were sitting on the floor like trying to be close to like charger outlets, and it just kind of looked like, I don't know, y'all, it gave me hospital. It didn't really give me like a organized plastic surgery place. I end up leaving her. I stayed up there for like an hour with her, and we're literally just talking or whatever. But like I said, it's people going back and forth, and I'm not really doing anything. She's not nervous. It's nothing really to talk about. Everybody's just talking about surgery, y'all. So I end up leaving. Tito, the driver, he took me back to the, what you call it? Well, did we go? I think he took me to get something to eat, y'all. And then I end up going back to the hotel. I'm in the hotel and I'm talking to my man because I remember him talking about some, where you at? That don't look like where you said you was gonna be at. Cause I just was hot and ready, y'all. I just knew I was about to be at a beachfront resort. I said, baby, no, she been checked out of that place. We are at the Motel Hotel Holiday Inn. It wasn't at the Motel Hotel. Well, it was a motel, y'all, but it wasn't the Holiday Inn Motel. I can't really think of the name at this time because it wasn't in English, y'all. Just know we was at a 3-star hotel. He took me to get food. I end up going to another resort, and I don't even know if it was classified as a resort. It was just a nicer place, and it was beachfront. They have things that you can get called like a day pass. It was like $30-$40, y'all. I paid for a day pass, and I'm literally there just lounging. And throughout the process, I'm texting BL, and I'm just asking her like, girl, how long is it going to take? Because at this point, I have been at this resort for probably like 2-3 hours, and I don't know why. I thought surgery was going to be quick because like videos that we had seen, people was just like, oh, they put the mask over me. I was out and I was up in like 5 minutes. Like they was making it seem like it was going to be so quick. So I was asking her like how long she think it's going to take. She's like, girl, I'm literally still in the waiting room, Asia. Like I'm going to let you know, in the surgeon, like the coordinator, they're going to text you and let you know when I'm ready to get picked up or whatever. I'm literally just lounging, y'all. I'm chilling. And I don't even know what I had going on at this time, y'all, because I really could not post. Like I said, I had to take off. I gave my job a bogus lie about why I needed to take off. I think I told them I was ill, so I couldn't even post anything on social media. And at the time, I didn't use close friends or anything. I remember just really just being on the phone with my man. It was kind of like he was in Orlando and I was in Mexico, but we was on vacation together, if that makes sense. Like we were literally just on the phone day, night, breakfast, lunch. Like he just wanted to know what I was doing, and he kept asking like, is BL good? Is she good? She good or whatever? Because he was kind of against any cosmetic surgery, y'all. So fast forward to maybe like a few hours later, I get a call from BL, and the first thing I say is, girl, you ain't get surgery yet? She's like, I'm coming up. I'm gonna be the next one in line. I'm like, it's literally like, y'all, it's 8 o'clock. I'm I'm under the impression that I was gonna be going back to the hospital, or not the hospital. I was gonna be going back to the clinic when the sunlight was still up. But y'all, it was literally 8 o'clock, and she still had yet to be seen by a surgeon. That's how I know so many people had got their surgery done before her. Fast forward to about, it was like mad late, y'all. It was like, I don't even remember exactly what time it was. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, but just know it was mad late, like maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night. Tito, he comes, he picks me up, and we go back to the clinic to go get her. When we get her, y'all, she is literally out of it. She is laid out like a baked potato with no damn seasoning. Like, my girl is going through it. And I'm so goofy. So as soon as I see her, I'm just like, oh my gosh, BL, like, are you good? And y'all, she is just sobbing, like literally sobbing in so much pain. The lady tells me that she don't have any more what was it? I don't know if they prescribed her Percocets or hydrocodone. What was it? Hydrocodone? I don't remember the name of y'all. It was like antibiotics and painkillers and like other stuff. They basically said that I was gonna have to come back and get it tomorrow because they did not have any more for that day. So I was gonna literally have to come back and get it tomorrow. And y'all already know, like I said, the sun was not out. All the pharmacies are closed. So she's literally in excruciating pain, y'all. Literally sobbing. And they told me that she was not going to have any of her medication until the next day. So while I'm looking at her, and y'all, the girl is literally there at the office. She's pretty much going like in and out of conscious, like crying and fainting and then leaning back up, fainting in a wheelchair and then leaning back up or whatever. And the people are so calm. I'm like, is she okay? There's like, yes, that's a very normal part of surgery. She's fine. She's gonna be perfectly fine and she's fine. She just has to go through. Somebody's calling me, y'all. Hold on. Hello? Hey, I'm on the phone with my mama. I'm gonna call you back. All right. They basically saying this is a list of things that you're gonna have to get. It was like compression socks. She needed another faja because, like I told y'all, the faja that she had was she couldn't fit that faja. That faja was years old. What else? It was like antibiotic creams and like waters and different foods to eat. It was like a whole list of stuff. And they basically asked me where was she going for her lymphatic massages, and she had already gave me that info. So I like looked it up and told them she was going here, and she only had 3. Like I said, y'all, I didn't know any of the logistics at the time and what she had booked when it came to her surgery, but she only had 3 massages. They're like, how long are you gonna be here? I said, I'm literally supposed to be leaving tomorrow. And when I say that, y'all, she starts sobbing in the chair even more, as if it wasn't already planned for me to only be here for like 2 to 3 days max. And it's not funny, but it is funny because it's just like, I'm wrong, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. At that time, I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving in 2 days. So when she hears me say that, she starts sobbing even more, y'all. And they're like, is she going to a recovery? What's her plan after? I was like, I don't know. Are you planning on doing a recovery house? She's like, no, I told you my sister is coming. I told you my sister's coming. And then gets like an attitude with me. So I overlook it because, like I said, y'all, she's in excruciating pain. I know she's trying to take it out on me or anybody around her. Like I'm not even tripping off her yelling at me. So the surgeon is like, she's gonna need a minimum of 10 lymphatic massages. She's gonna need a minimum. And then, y'all, another thing is, I didn't know at the time that they let you leave the clinic with literally, it looked like 2 water balloons were like taped to her back, which was, what are the things called? It was basically the draining tubes. Like she had tubes going out of her back and they was like filled with blood or whatever. So we end up putting, well, I didn't do it. Tito ends up putting her in the car and we went back to the hotel, y'all. And at the hotel, literally the entire night, y'all, she was in excruciating pain. She was yelling, screaming, and literally just going in and out of conscious, y'all. And I personally wanted to call the police, but she kept telling me, like, it's okay. She went through this before. Don't call the police. Like, she was going to be okay. I also did end up going to get her aspirin and, like, some type of, I don't know if it wasn't Tylenol, y'all. It was just some type of aspirin. She took them, but it really didn't hurt. Like, the entire night, she was literally just screaming, like, to the top of her lungs. She was in so much pain. She ends up asking me later on that night if she can book my flight to leave tomorrow because her sister is still coming, but she doesn't want to be left alone. She don't know how long it's going to take for her sister to get there. She don't know if her sister's flight is going to be delayed. She said just to be safe, she wants to extend my flight one more day. And like I said, y'all, it wasn't a really big deal to me because I didn't have any real responsibility. Obviously, I was going to be taking time off work, an extra day off work, and I didn't have any PTO to get paid. But other than that, she was saying that, like, it's okay. I'm going to give you the money. Like, I'm going to reimburse you or whatever. So, like I said, I'm up the entire night with her. Like, when she had to go to the bathroom, I'm helping her walk to the bathroom because she can't stand up straight. This girl is literally in so much pain, y'all. And I'm scared. Like, I'm scared to even close my eyes because I'm thinking, like, I'm going to wake up and this girl is not going to be here. Like, I'm literally terrified. Next day, the clinic, they call me like first thing in the morning. I go with Tito to go get her prescription. That's another thing. I didn't know that the places they provide you with like the antibiotics and they provide you with the medication and stuff. Most places you have to like go to a pharmacy and like pick it up after they write you the prescription. But they supplied it there, y'all. She had already paid for that. I also forgot to add, when I went to go pick up her prescription at the clinic, you can literally hear patients screaming from the front desk, y'all. Like literally, you can hear people screaming. Like the waiting room was directly behind like the office, and it's open. There's like no door or anything right there, so you can kind of like hear people just screaming, like literally in pain, and so much pain, just yelling. So when I heard that, I ain't say anything, but it was just like, it was a normal thing, y'all. People was walking in and out with people screaming, and it really didn't bother anybody. So I go get the medication. I go back to the hotel and I give her the medication. She eats, literally changed the sheets because, y'all, the sheets, I don't even know if she got charged or what, but the sheets is literally bloody red, like is everywhere. She ends up having the massage therapist, not therapist, y'all, the lady that did the lymphatic massages. She comes to the house and like she changes her out her faja. She gives her the massages, and y'all, when I say the scream, y'all would have think Micah Myers himself was chasing this girl down the way she was screaming. Like the scream was literally so piercing. Like my boyfriend, we was on FaceTime. He didn't even want to be on the phone with me because he was just like, oh my gosh, is she DIE? Like, is she DIE? And I'm just like, no, but this is painful. Like, it just sounds so freaking painful, and there was literally so much blood. And I'm not a screaming person, I'm not scared of needles or anything, y'all, but I had never seen that much blood. I had never seen that much bruising, y'all. BL was light skinned, so the bruises, it looked so bad, y'all. That scared me. When I seen that, I'm just like, yeah, baby, I'm not getting I'm a BB. No, I don't care how flat or wide my back is, I will not be getting a BBL. So after that, after a few hours after her surgery, not surgery, y'all, after her massage, she's calmed down. She's feeling a little better, like she can tolerate the pain. Cause I'm asking her like, how bad do you feel? She's like, it's like a 4 out of 10 right now. Like, I'm good or whatever. So I'm like, girl, you said you went through this before. She's like, no, this feels completely different than my first round. Like, I've never felt this much pain before, and I feel like my body is literally peeling. Like, she said that her body is peeling and she couldn't scratch it. That's basically how she explained the pain, y'all. And y'all know how I feel. Like, you got your hands behind your back or your nose itch and you can't get to it. Like, she said it's that type of feeling. Like, she felt so uncomfortable with the faja, but she couldn't really like get to it or whatever. And to stand up straight, like, she couldn't even stand up upright, y'all. She could not do that. That was painful for her. Anytime she needed to use the bathroom, it would take us 800 years to get there. It just, y'all, it was literally hell. I was just like, I don't see how people do this, because even when I was at the clinic and we were waiting for her to get surgery, when I first picked up her clothes and stuff, y'all, it was so many girls talking about it was a second, third, fourth, fifth round. Like, people was getting multiple procedures at once. They was getting tucked with lipo, with they was getting everything all in one. People was getting their arms done. I'm like, this is the type of pain, like, she just feels the pain mainly like in her midsection, and it's some of y'all that's getting y'all chin and that done, getting everything lipo at the same time. Like, how are y'all surviving? Like, everything she tells me, I'm googling it and I'm putting, can you DIE afterwards? When she's like, her skin feel like it's crawling, I'm like, can you DIE after your skin feel like it's crawling? When you faint, like, I'm googling everything, y'all, and Google is literally saying all of this is normal. It's saying that it's normal for you to faint after a BBL. Like, all of these, every symptom that she had on Google, it said that all of this stuff was normal. So it kind of calmed me down just a little bit, but at the same time, it was so weird. Like, she couldn't stand up for more than 5 minutes, or she would get dizzy, or she would try to like run in slow motion to the bed. And then that's another thing, she couldn't like lay on her back. She had to lay on her stomach. So it was just, y'all, it was literally, it was a lot. Of course, her sister ended up coming. But then even before her sister got there, y'all, she got into it with her sister, and her sister told her that she was not coming. Like her sister, I guess her sister was never in support of her even getting a BBL, so she came, but she was talking to her like crazy on the phone, like just mad crazy, saying that she wasn't gonna come anymore, and just basically downing her decision to get the BBL. She did end up giving me back my money. Like at the time, we did have a little discourse, because I'm just like, girl, damn, I've been paying for. She had already paid the driver, but when it came to like food and stuff, y'all, I was literally paying for all of the food. Like I would just give the money to Tito, and he would like go bring us food and stuff back most of the time. But it was just like, you told me that you was gonna cover this because I'm there helping you out. But I didn't get my money back until like a week later. And the reason why I didn't get my money back until like a week later is because she ended up catching a infection, y'all. She had an infection and she was hospitalized after that. I'm skipping a little too far ahead. Let me just go back a little bit. During the entire trip, y'all, she prepaid for some stuff, but she did not prepay for food and a list. The doctor gave me like a list of stuff that I needed to get for her, and we went to this surgical place, and like I picked out her faja. The faja was like $80 or $90. It was really expensive. She needed like compression socks. Like basically they have this little shop in this area in Mexico, and it's literally for like all your surgical needs, like anything you need, y'all, they literally have it. And then they have like all of these recovery homes that were like lined up in this plaza. It was like the craziest thing, y'all. But yeah, I ended up buying all of that stuff, so she ended up reimbursing me back after a week, and I found out it's because she had a infection and she was hospitalized. But she did pay for my flight. But yes, y'all, that is pretty much the horror story. Not my BBL horror story, because I will not be getting a BBL, but that was a BBL horror story that I seen firsthand, and that kind of scared me. That's why anytime I make a video and people are getting BBLs, I'm just totally against it. Like I've seen people have good experiences where they get it and it looks good. They're not botched. They have a super easy breezy beautiful experience. But me seeing how much blood she was losing and how she was fading, like I'm already anemic, so I can't, y'all, and I'm too squeamish. So never again. But yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Or actually, guess what y'all think I'm getting. Just guess what y'all think I'm getting. Because I feel like if you know me, then you know. Like a lot of y'all probably click on this video was like, Asia, BBL, those things don't even go together, because y'all know, like if you a day one on this channel, y'all know I am anti BBL for myself. I don't care what you and your mama doing with y'all neck and y'all back and y'all coochie and y'all crack. But baby, for me, I will not participate in that, just because of that firsthand experience with helping BL. But yeah, I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.